Good morning. Slow day yesterday. That was the main winner. Atletico Bilbao conceded first against Espanyol. We had a load of lay the draws yesterday. If you attended the live stream, you'll see how I create a decent lay the draw return and will break even if I don't get a score draw. So I won't show you the insurance, but this was covered. A single goal would have yielded that. I've got a return of upwards of £300. So it's an excellent second half lay the draw strategy. Frosinone, Reggiana, it's that stage of the season where we're looking for teams like Frosinone, 19th in the league, to get that equaliser. Alas, I didn't get the big boys laid, 1.09, 1.06. So we got those matched. That would have been a £50+ return. So we just got one of them matched yesterday, which was a pity. But that's what I call drip laying. Montpellier Lyon was a lay the draw second half. Didn't quite catch on there. Unison Gilwa and Mechelen. Was this a loss? No, it wasn't. It was a break even. I've talked to you about insurance in the past. If you want to see how insurance is placed, well, join Football Trading Profits members area. It'll give you an opportunity to stay in for the chance of 96 quid. But if they don't turn up, Unison Gilwa, it was pre-Champions League, pre-European club competition. That's why they might have underperformed yesterday, which indeed they did, along with Dortmund, Atalanta, Real Madrid, and the rest. So you can join footballtradingprofits.com on a free trial, or if you want some free Premier League research and a simple Betfair trading course, just wait for the pop-up or use the link in the description. And there's the pop-up there. Betfair Trading Made Easy course and free Premier League research. We won't be needing that today, though. Let's take a quick look at some of yesterday's plays, why it was so difficult. It was a day really of looking to take on draw second half. It was a difficult afternoon. Working our way through. Any real plays, not anything in Belgium, unless Beerschot took a lead at any stage, which indeed they did. Newly promoted, should be gettable, and indeed they took two leads, so that was a possible double trade in there, along with a Desmond Tutu to take on late on, and Van Zier on this occasion dispatching penalties when you want him to. The red card wasn't in play, that was a last minute one. Unison Gilwa, 0-1, we broke even, no problem at all there. Pre-Europa League, I think, and that's why they're struggling. They're playing Ajax over two legs, 2-0 down to Ajax. So that was a big distraction. You'll see these big names fall foul in this particular weekend. Premier League, we were expecting 3 goals of Liverpool yesterday. They did score 3, but one of them was discounted. Tottenham and Man U, no thank you. Not touching that one with the barge pole. Could have laid the draw second half here. Montpellier and Lyon, given the need for points for both teams. Montpellier to get themselves out of the hole they find themselves in. Lyon to help cement Champions League football, or to get near to it. They're only within 4 points now of the Champions League places with that win. So you see how crucial that was. Indeed, 2 consecutive wins would have had them at 30 points had they not won. So vitally important. Montpellier, they look doomed, but this will be their saviour, trying to aim for that relegation playoff place to give themselves one last shot at staying up. Nice and Le Havre, this is exactly what you'd expect. Lens and Strasbourg, with the Lens red card, arguably could have laid that draw second half. Once you lay the draw second half, if the side with 11 players score first, draw odds are going to hit double figures. So it's going to be a good lay to back, that one. And with the need for points, it was vitally important. Bundesliga, no real trades yesterday. That's what you expect. Eintracht Frankfurt, comfortable afternoon. Hoffen Werder Bremen, not quite what we expected, but I didn't take on that Hoffenheim lead. Werder Bremen just simply didn't turn up in play stats. Mainz, I told you about their 3-goal habit away from home. This looked like, at evens, an excellent play. Expecting 3 goals, but we only got 2. They've scored 3 goals on multiple occasions away from home. Bundesliga 2, it's warming up nicely. Anything yesterday? Well, we were very unlucky. This was one of the first plays of the day. This is what I hate. Missed penalties costing you. That cost us the win.
This market is now in play.
He did manage to score that penalty, but that cost us the win, particularly with that red card. Well, that red card was not our help either, but got a penalty after that. Had he dispatched that one earlier, that would have been 1-2, and we'd have got out of jail there, despite Hamburg being red carded. So very disappointing. Another missed penalty costing us big. That's what you expect of shorties. 1.11, 1.14, wins to 0, over 3 goals at least. Serie A, interesting result for Como. I missed this one earlier on, but 2.38 the favourite. They're not the strongest favourite on the planet. Monza and Lecce laid the draw second half, broke even. Nice little technique for tight matches like this. Parma and Roma, I think the red card changed the match there. 31st minute and a quick response in what was a tight old affair. Juve, an Inter derby style match, would have arguably taken on the old lady lead had it been early enough. 74th minute, but we saw this lot against AC Milan get a very late equaliser. So I suppose arguably you could have laid the old lady as late as you dare. The Eredivisie, Ajax with a win, go top. They weren't going to let that one slide. No real trading angles there, alas. Excelsior equaliser against Helmond, 1.48. And that was about it yesterday. It was a very quiet day. Lots of looking at laying the draw second half, that kind of thing. La Liga, again, dominant favourites throughout. No real trading angle apart from that Bilbao equaliser. We're going to get days like this. Just have to remain disciplined. Take your profits where you can and move on to the next day. It's very fluid, so we've got nothing to worry about.
This market has been suspended.
Looking on to today, and it's a very quiet one for the elite leagues, at least. Leeds against Sunderland. It is a top clash. Is it top 4? Top 5? It's top 4. So on that basis, it's not going to be odds-on favourite. This lot are obviously the 4th best form side in the Championship. So they're going to be tougher to beat than 1.53 suggests of Leeds. We can have a look at soccer stats, give you an idea of how Leeds and Sunderland get on against fellow top 4 teams. So let's have a look there. Wow. Both in exceptional form. Since the 29th of November, only 2 defeats for Sunderland were 1-0. Only 1 defeat for Leeds was 1-0. So any defeat is likely to be a single goal in it. Lots of clean sheets as well. 6 consecutive clean sheets. 9 in 11 for Leeds. They're going to be a tough nut to crack. Both teams to score tends to pervade Sunderland recently. That was a local derby. Good result against Watford. Having to come from behind, get a late equaliser. So both in exceptional form. 1.53 looks a little bit too short for me. Unbeaten in 14, unbeaten in 13 at home, Leeds. And against, this is what I'm talking about, against the top 6, you see a problem already. So that 1.53 looks a little bit too short for me. It was 2-2 last time these two met. Sunderland struggle as well away against the top 10. So, interesting. I wouldn't be looking at Leeds as 1.53 favourite here on that form. Obvious struggles. Goals, not a problem at all. 20 in the last half hour. The second half belongs to Sunderland as well. Upwards of 70% of goals scored and conceded coming second half. 7-0 nils at half-time away, 3 at full-time. 3-0 nils at half-time at home, none at full-time. Fascinating match. Too much of a derby-style match for me to get too excited about. Professional Development League, look for your 2.5 goals in here. You'll have to delay, really. French Ligue 2, Annecy against Seine. Just have a quick look at the standings. Where are they? Any motivator today? Certainly for Annecy. Possibility of going into the top 5 with a win today. That will be promotion, League 1 quarter-final. So plenty for Annecy to keep them interested with home advantage today as well. Seine, where are they? They're right bang smack at the bottom. But a win for them today takes them to 18 points. They'll still be 7 away from Clermont. Looks like Seine are done, doesn't it, really? Annecy, a win takes them top 5. So on that basis, maybe Seine could be gettable if leading. Annecy 10th in the home standings. Seine away, likely to be near the bottom. Indeed, only 4 points gained away from home. So you'd be favouring Annecy here, although the market's not that committal. Genoa against Venezia. Well, we've only got a small selection of elite matches. Let's have a look at Genoa and Venezia. Already, only 3 defeats since the 4th of November makes Genoa a tough nut to crack. Look who's beaten them as well. Napoli, Roma and Fiorentina. 2 of them away from home. So automatically, the Genoese look favoured with home advantage. Napoli needing a 51st minute. Oh no, they scored 2 in the first half. Venezia, for their troubles, well, they are struggling a bit, aren't they? When they do score 2 goals, it's rarely in a win. And the wins tend to come at home. Conceded in the last 10 away and in the last 19 overall. So you'll be looking at that if they score first. But it's a relegation 6-pointer for them. But Genoa, all of their wins bar 1 have come against 17th and lower. Notably, they lost 2-0 to Venezia in the last head-to-head. But that, considering their only other win is up there, that is a strong indicator that they'll be able to cope with the bottom 4, particularly at home. Possible clean sheet. Venezia, they're playing 12th today, and they just look awful, don't they? So you're with the home side on seasonal form, although the draws might be in it. But they will, you think, need a clean sheet to get 4 of those wins against the bottom 3 needed a clean sheet. A couple of them were 1-0 only. Venezia away from home, not much to talk about. Genoa, 83% of goals scored at home have come second half. So this could be a 0-0 at half-time where you would be aiming. Look at that, 6-0 nils at half-time at home. 50%, none at full-time. 1 at full-time. Great response, second half from Genoa. So this could be how the match is set up. Possible 0-0 at half-time, and then Genoa get the second half goal. Eredivisie, probably full of goals. Moving on down. Barcelona, Rayo Vallecano, 1.22. The shorties have been very accurate. I just showed you that 4-0 and 7-0 earlier on. 1.22 is suggesting, yet again, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. Barcelona and Rayo Vallecano. Let's take a look. Well, we've got the luxury of a small selection of elite leagues at the moment. Let's take a quick look. Look at that, 11 goals in 2 matches. Barca, 12 goals in 3. So if they do ignite today, they've got a tough nut to crack though. Rayo Vallecano are unbeaten since the 7th of December, including a 3-3 draw against Real Madrid. A 1-1 draw away at inform Villarreal. as well. Beating Girona 2-1, Champions League Girona. A couple of 1-0 wins against strugglers, but they're looking pretty good. That's not the form of an outsider, is it? 3 consecutive 0-0s at half-time, saw at least a goal second half. Barcelona Alaves might be what we see today, a single goal in it. It could be one of those matches for Barca. Notably, take Valencia out the equation, only managed 1 against Atletico Madrid, failed to score against Leganes. That was a Champions League distraction match again, wasn't it? So it's finely poised. I think 1.22 for Barca is a little dismissive of the form that Vallecano find themselves in. They are top 6. And it was only a 1-2 win for Barca last time, both teams scoring. Big gap in form here against 5th to 11th at home. Big question mark as to how Barca will perform. So might be giving Rayo Vallecano a chance, but that is pretty damning, isn't it? Even with home advantage, you can't beat the top 4 and you score and concede. So it looks as if Vallecano score first today, they do look gettable. But I think 1.22 is a little dismissive of Vallecano's recent form. So that's going to be a fascinating match. That looks a tad short to me. Elsewhere, Almeria and Elche, just take a look at the standings first. Is there any motivating factor for these two? Almeria and Elche. 7th for Almeria. Could go top 6 with a win today. So that's crucial. Bit of carrot, isn't it? A win today takes them happily into the middle of the playoff places. Wow. That's a motivating factor. Elche, where are they? Well, they are smack bang in the middle. So the onus really is on Almeria to take points off one of their playoff rivals and leapfrog them, drop them down a bit. Although Levante will go out if Almeria win, Elche will be stuck in 6th. So it's a crucial match for both teams. A draw would suit Elche, take them to 47 and within 1 of the title. Elche with a win today could go top. So that's certainly one with a really good story to it, isn't it? You wouldn't expect a 0-0 here. Galatasaray, really expecting them to do the business again. Those are the main matches. I'm sure we've got a smattering of other leagues. Danish Super League continues. Randers against Copenhagen. It's the opening match of the season. It's too tough to call. Premier League 2, expecting goals in that league. So practice that for your over 2.5 goals. Maccabi Haifa, odds on at home in Israel. So there's a smattering of others. Portuguese La Liga, Gil Vicente, don't have a strong opinion there. Swedish Cup, it's a precursor to the start of the Allsvenskan. So keep an eye on these major sides. The odds-ons tended to deliver over the weekend in the Swedish Cup. Turkish One League, one for the end of the season. The Turkish One League, rather than now. It's a little bit illiquid. So have a great day. Day off for me today. I might pop on Telegram a bit later on. It's only a small set of matches, though. We've got Champions League beginning tomorrow. The playoffs. At least we've got first leg results to work off. So we've automatically got an angle in for these 4 matches where we didn't have one in the first leg. The result, 0-1. First leg, finely poised. Finely poised. AC Milan must win, must score first. Atalanta Club Brugge. It's a 1-2 to Club Brugge. Atalanta home advantage. Bayern and Celtic, I think it's a 1-2. Celtic getting a late goal to keep themselves interested here. But if you watch this match, it was one-way traffic from Bayern Munich. Celtic looked out of their depth. Could have been a lot more than 2 goals. Benfica and Monaco, red card affected match this one. Saw a Benfica 1-0 lead from the first leg. This ain't over, I don't think. If we play 11v11, we might have a clearer indicator tomorrow. Red card would have changed after the opening goal. Their ability to fight back changed markedly. So plenty to play for there. Monaco against Benfica is going to be a lot more competitive. We have angles in now, which makes life a lot easier for us tomorrow. Have a great day. Don't forget, Football Trading Profits YouTube channel. Subscribe, because we do the occasional free live stream, and they can be very profitable indeed. The last one was 3 hours long. So very entertaining, but a bit of a slog. But we learnt a lot yesterday, particularly about taking on those draws second half, the best way to do it. Have a great day. I probably won't be seeing members later on. It is day off today, but I'll certainly see you for the Champions League tomorrow.